Hi, I'm Bella May. I'm an elite BMX racer for Australia. This is a different side of me that not many of you have ever seen before. I'm going to be vulnerable, and there'll be moments where I'm a bit uncomfortable. But this is my journey for the moment, and I want to share that with you all. 3 years ago, almost to this day, I was in America with Sam Willoughby. He taught me a lesson about being vulnerable. So here I am 3 years later, replaying that moment of me being vulnerable. So going back a couple of months ago, I would have just landed in Australia from this massive experience overseas in Europe. Best time of my life, taught me so many lessons. Heading into national champs a few weeks later, I was feeling pretty pumped, excited to race Stayers again, see all the girls. I was just ready and had the expectations to do pretty well. My performance was a bit 50-50. I'm happy with how I went, but not satisfied with my results. I know that the work and the speed, the performance, it was all there. It just didn't really get to stick throughout my motos. I ended up with a third overall in the day, which we were off moto points, so I did get a bit lucky in that sense, but I also wish it had just been a final and not been calculated off other mistakes that I'd made throughout the day. And then on the Saturday, where do I start? I was feeling more hungry and ready for the day. When it came to motos, it was bloody hot, and I felt a little bit off from myself. I was a bit, as my brother would say, a bit of a Debbie Downer. I was just kind of felt like crap throughout the motos. Didn't have the best first race, had to work harder than I needed to. Second race went pretty good, and then third race was not too bad. I'm pretty sure my third race we all came to the line pretty much within half a wheel, if that. We nearly got a three-way photo finish. And then coming into the semi-final, I only had Teo, so that was going to be an easier race. Not much to think about on that one, and with only a gate of 6 was not as nerve-wracking. Into the final, I had second pick. I kind of had the idea that I was going to be put straight in the middle of the sandwich, which I spoke to coach about that and was completely fine and confident to do that, where old Bella would have been like, hell no, I'll just go gate 8 and get out of the carnage. But I kind of felt like I could back myself in a sense and get a good gate, because throughout that whole weekend, I don't know, there must have been a rocket up my butt or something, because my gates were pretty good for me. Rolled onto the gate, was feeling actually more like myself and more pumped up, ready to go. Last lap of the season, pretty much, in Australia. So, rolled on, set up, told myself that this is it, got it. Pretty much snapped and had the best gate of my life, really. I was shocked because there was no one in front of me clearly, where usually I'm back of the pack. I just got the first jump clean. I could then kind of see Taya a little bit, and Sienna was on my inside. And then I left the door open a little bit, but kind of at the same time, I knew if I had have shut that I wouldn't be able to make it around that turn. So I took the risk and I kind of left it. So I knew that I would be able to make it around the turn and try to, potentially if someone came under me, I'd be able to get around them on the rest of the track, back myself there, because that's my strong point. Came into the corner, then like coming over the quad, Sienna, I could then at that point could see Sienna. She then manualed. She kind of boggled and came across a little bit, and then I like went out a little bit from that, and then she washed the front end out and came over pretty much. Straight over the bars, kind of hit her as if she was a human speed bump. Superman. Put my arms out and dislocated my shoulder, and then when Mia Webster then hit me, she popped my shoulder back in for me, so cheers Maccas. Yeah, got back up, was kind of just like, oh, that hurt a little bit, but you know, she'll be right, nothing biggie, no biggie. Jumped back on my bike, went to grab my bar, I was like, oh, that's kind of bad. Usually I'd just jump back on and finish the lap pretty fast, but I just rolled around, not really using my arm because she was bloody sore. Yeah, finished the lap slowly. I stopped before the finish line because I could see I was in 6th and Bella Stram and Sienna was still down, so I was waiting to get that 7th position to match my little bro, because that's what he got the day before. Gave the girls fist bumps, hugs, all that. Congratulated them on all their seasons as well. Their mum rang and she was like, is Bella okay? Blake handed me the phone, she told me to go see the medic because they could tell that something was kind of up, that I was a bit too slow to finish a lap after a crash. I went and seen the medic. They pretty much were like, possibly could be an AC joint, but they were like a maybe. Told me to go get x-rays, which I did not do. So I chucked her in a sling and we drove home the next day. Got home on the Sunday night, and then the Monday morning I booked in to go see VIS, see the doctor and the physio, just to get her checked out. They were a little bit concerned that it was something more than just a sprain, so they sent me to go get an MRI that day. Results came back that afternoon that I had dislocated my shoulder and it had popped out the back, and that I had a capsular tear, and in the humerus at the top up here I had a couple of like fractures. It kind of looked as if it had been hit with a hammer because of how my ligaments and tendons had tried to pull my shoulder back in place. They'd kind of teared out of the bone a little bit, giving me some fractures, so that's what my pain was kind of off. But pretty fortunate that I have the Victorian Institute of Sport. They're the biggest helping hand ever. Much appreciated. Super grateful for them. Hearing those results come back was pretty shitty. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. It would just be like, oh yeah, have a week off the bike, just rest, recover. We'll strap her up, she'll be right. But hearing that I'm gonna be not on my bike for 3 months kind of hurt a lot, because straight away my mind was like, I can't have that much time off. Like right now is supposedly grind time, meant to be getting into shape, fitness, all of that. So it was hard to hear then tell me that I can't ride my bike for a bit, and then that potentially when I come back I'm not going to be 100% for then an extra like 2 months. With the thought of Olympic points starting in September next year, I was pretty, I don't even know how to word it. I don't know, kind of numb. That's all I could worry about, was that I'm not good enough to start collecting points, so I need to be better. But now I feel like I've taken 3 steps back to try and, when I should be taking 3 steps forward. So that's kind of shit. I don't know. Why am I crying? I pretty much just have to start recovering and just keep going forward. Do kind of all that I can do to speed up the recovery. And have a positive attitude, I guess. That she'll be right. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, she be right. But I can still go to the gym, ride a watt bike, make time for life, I guess. Where if I was training, I wouldn't have the time for all that, so I guess that's the reason. Thanks for watching along my journey, and keep everybody updated and keep active on the social media. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, all goes well and that I don't need to take another step back. But see you on the next one.